You know, from May till the end of September, we run every day of the week. So it's the only way that
make sure there's nobody on the crossing this side.
Yes, it is the only way that the railway operates weekdays is drivers, firemen, guards, signalmen, travelling ticket respectively everybody, taking holiday time to do it. So we always have a week every summer doing it for a living as well. Then go back to work for a rest, because you know after a week of even the shortest shifts will be about 11 and a half hours. And then we have one of the foot turns is what we call the long day turn. When it's an even earlier start from here, because you have to take the engine on its own down to Bewdley to pick up the first train from there, and then come back. It's called light engine at the end of the day as well. And so that's more like about 12 and a half hour day. By the time you've had a week of them, you're about full, aren't you? Especially as none of us are getting any younger.
Is anybody actually a paid employee of the...
Well, we've got lots of paid staff here. I mean, first of all, from the management side, because obviously the railway has grown into such a big business now, that we've got paid staff in the offices, especially head office at Bewdley. Then we've got quite a number of paid staff work here in the workshops and in the workshops. Not only have we got all our own locos to maintain, but we do contract work for other railways and other locomotive owners, have done for many years. We've got, I mean, we've been caught up with by a number of other preservation sites now that have gone down the same road with very well fitted out engineering workshops. But we've still got, we're up there with, so the best of the best, if you like, in the facilities that we've got, and the wealth of experience. I mean, we even send guys out on contract to other railways to do jobs off-site for them if we don't have their locos up here. Well, that's all a big revenue earner, because you know, the amount of money it takes to keep this whole railway running and repairing all the rolling stock and all the buildings and all the rest of it. You know, although we need to make a profit, we're a non-profit making organisation, because every penny gets ploughed back in. You know, we have shareholders. It's a share that doesn't return a dividend. It's more of a donation, really.
It's tearing the fire out on the change of gradient or whatever. It must be this cold. It's just from dropping down the bank, it's gone through the bar.
So it's in the process of relighting now.
How long does it take to get it going then?
Well, it was in use yesterday, so it more or less, it was down to zero pressure on the boiler gauge, so there was technically no pressure on this morning. But it was just sort of hovering on zero. And that was must have got here about 6 o'clock, I think, 10 past 6 to light it up again.
Because we light the fire again, that's because it was gone out in the night. If a locomotive's been out of service for any length of time, and like for argument's sake, say this engine was going into traffic yesterday but hadn't been used all week, so it was cold and dead, the fireman would need to be here. But what we do is the night before is lay a small fire and warm it up slowly, because you know, although these locos have all been repaired and rebuilt several times now, they're still grand old ladies, you know. Well, this one got built, was it 1936, something like that. And the amount of expansion, a boiler this size, between being stone cold and up to full boiler pressure, will expand nearly an inch in length. There'll be much more of a gap between that bit of the checker plate there and the back of the boiler when it's cold. You know, if you do it too quickly, all that massive expansion of those tons of copper and steel shortens the life of the boiler. So if you warm them up more slowly overnight, it's better for the engine all round.
Yeah.
See right there.
Clear your side, mate. Gates are shut at the moment. Okay. Very quickly this top. Producing a lot of heat quickly.
When it's actually,
We've got plenty of cold now, but that's some this afternoon.
so when it's actually moving, are you continually feeding it?
No, I was saying to the last crew, because it's quite a switch back, this railway. Considering you're coming up the valley, you're constantly, so there's areas where you're firing, and then there's areas where when you're coasting down, you'll often build the back end up. That's your sort of power reserve on this coal in the back here. I learned, if you get it, have a look out your side, because I don't think it should really. Is he? Okay, yes, clear.
He should come over my side. I mean, I don't trust him. I know he's not. He reads well, but he's not the world's brightest spark. Obviously, the heavier the train, the more the fireman's got to do. But it's a well-worn phrase in terms of operating steam locomotives, a little and often. So you're putting small amounts on very regularly rather than huge amounts, which all that does is serve to deaden the fire and then just sit back and do nothing because the engine just won't steam then.
Inside.
Because it's out on the main line, at mainline running speeds, when you've got, you know, sort of 12 coach trains, 550 odd tons, and you'll be doing sort of 70, 80 miles an hour, then, not the dummy, you say, then a fireman can be like on the heavily uphill sections, could be at it all the time. I've done it a few, when we've had locos of our own go out on the main line, I've done it myself a few times, and you just can't stop, absolutely, you're sweating ragged, and the radiating heat from the fire will just be burning the skin on the back of your hands, just because it'll get about 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit in there, when the engine's working, at speed. Now he can walk. So get absolutely incandescent, like to virtually white hot proportions that you can't even bear to look at it. and the draft will be so fierce when the engine's working hard, it actually sucks